A gas leak prompted evacuations at an apartment complex in East El Paso. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Adrian Alvarez.
And I'm Kagan Harsha. It happened around 3 o'clock this afternoon when firefighters say a construction crew backed into the gas line while building a rock wall. 16 firefighters, 6 units rushed to the apartment complex on the 2100 block of Wedgwood. 3 of the 9 units in that complex were evacuated. Texas gas crews arrived about 45 minutes later to repair the ruptured line. No injuries were reported.
Memorial services are taking place right now for an El Paso police officer killed in a traffic accident Sunday. The family of Officer Angel Garcia, released a statement saying, quote, "We are saddened by the loss of our beloved son, Angel David Garcia. Angel pursued his longtime dream of being a police officer with a positive and giving attitude. He loved life, his family, and most of all, serving his country and community. Thank you for your prayers, words of comfort, and peace of mind that there are so many good people in our community that step forward with kindness during a time of tragedy. We pray for all public servants, military personnel, their families, and are grateful to have a very supportive police department." 27-year-old Angel Garcia was hit by a vehicle last Sunday as he tried to remove a ladder from I-10 near Cielo Vista Mall. He was a patrolman with the Mission Valley Regional Command and had just graduated from the police academy 9 months ago. Memorial services are at the Funeraria del Ángel Martín. A rosary will follow tonight at 7. His funeral mass will be celebrated tomorrow starting at 10 in the morning at the Corpus Christi Catholic Church, followed by a burial at Mount Carmel Cemetery. Earlier you just saw TechStop video from Sunday's accident.
Trial won't begin for at least another year for a teenager accused of beating an El Paso police officer to death. Juan Antonio Gonzalez allegedly killed Officer Jonathan Molina last September. State and defense attorneys met earlier today to set the 17-year-old's court dates. Jury selection is now scheduled to take place in January of 2014. Status conferences will be scheduled every other month starting next year. Gonzalez is facing capital murder charges, and if he is convicted, the teenager could be sentenced to life in prison. Meanwhile, a woman convicted of murdering her own daughter was back in court today demanding a retrial. Earlier this year, a jury found Yara Banan Perez guilty of killing her 3-year-old daughter, Jacqueline Gonzalez, back in 2010. But Perez's lawyers claim there were many errors throughout the trial that led to her conviction, and today her lawyers requested a new trial. But late this afternoon, that request was denied. Perez will serve her sentence of life in prison.
Austin police have closed the homicide case of El Paso native Esme Barrera. According to our affiliate in Austin, KXAN, police say James Lauren Brown murdered Barrera and then took his own life a few days later. Police say they linked a bloody shoe print at the crime scene to Brown, closing the case. Barrera was killed inside her home in Austin just around 3 a.m. on January 1st, marking the Austin's first homicide of 2012. Well, today has been a calmer day than we saw yesterday with a bit of chill in the air. Take a live look from our studios in downtown El Paso. You can see a little bit of the wind blowing it around, but it's much colder than it looks right there. Let's check in now with our chief meteorologist, Chuck DeBroder.
Yeah, what a difference a day makes with less wind and more sunshine, but boy, did we feel the cold air this morning. 22 the morning start in Las Cruces, 14 in Deming, and 27 in El Paso. Now we will see temperatures a few degrees below what we hit this morning overnight tonight because of the clear skies and light winds. 45 the high in Deming, hit our predicted high of 47 in El Paso this afternoon. There's the top end of that vigorous cold front. Look at all the snow and blizzard conditions from Indiana, Illinois, up into the Great Lakes. Around here, we'll see some morning clouds, icy cold morning, 23 the low, 55. So we're improving temperature-wise, at least in the afternoons. We'll take a look at a warmer weekend and another cold front due on Christmas. That's all coming up.
All right, thanks, Chuck. Here's a quick look at traffic at this hour if you're headed out. As you can see, there is a big mess at I-10 at Sunland Park. Lots of cars at a standstill there. We're not sure the exact reason. This is you're looking at southbound at Sunland Park. So if you're headed that way, it's going to take you a while to get to your destination tonight.
A water main break in the Lower Valley made it a bit challenging for students to get to their classes this morning. El Paso Water Utilities tells News Channel 9 they got the call of the break around 6:30 a.m. at Cadwalader Elementary School. EPWU crews arrived and stopped the leak, but parents, students, and faculty had to drive, hop, and walk through puddles around the perimeter of the school in order to get to class on time. Thanks to Dad on that one. Educators at the elementary school say class schedules were not impacted and school began on time despite the flooding. Well, a homeless man broke into Henderson Middle School overnight to keep warm. That's what EPISD police think happened. Police Chief Araiza says the man, believed to be in his early 30s, broke in by breaking a window with his fist early this morning. He was found wearing several jackets from inside the school. He was hurt. Police have not been able to identify him, but plan to charge him with burglary of a school.
A playground at Mesilla Elementary is a total loss after catching fire yesterday evening. School officials say the fire started around 5 in the afternoon, and they believe it was intentionally set. Teachers and staff at the school say the playground was fully engulfed in flames. The total cost of the damage is estimated at about $175,000.
That is our taxpayers' money burnt up in flames, because we all pay taxes and it goes to the school district to provide quality equipment for our kids, and we understand that that's important even for the community.
Las Cruces Public Schools has increased security in preparation for the holiday break. They've also asked local law enforcement agencies to patrol the area more often. People are asked to call police if they see any suspicious activity at any of the schools.
Tonight, yet another area school district is without a leader. The Tornillo School Board has voted to officially accept their superintendent's resignation. It's the third area school district currently without a superintendent. News Channel 9 Sandra Ramirez is live with more on that. Sandra?
Adrian, according to the interim superintendent at Tornillo ISD, Paul Vranish submitted his resignation in January. And although it was voluntary, it comes amid an audit by the Texas Education Agency. It's something we've all become familiar with in our area. But we spoke with teachers in the Tornillo School District who say they think they're finally headed in the right direction.
And a lot of people were intimidated, were afraid to say anything. So I think now we want to put all that behind us.
Tornillo District employee Jaime Solorza believes Superintendent Paul Vranish's resignation is a step in the right direction. He says there was no longer any unity within the district, and board meetings often turned into screaming matches.
It seems like there were some personal areas that were being attacked back and forth. But at a point when the board and him started to have disagreements and everything, I think they lost focus on what was important, and we all suffered from that.
Vranish was placed on paid administrative leave in November, but voluntarily submitted his resignation back in January. It came amid a TEA audit which found at least $2,500 of questionable reimbursements that were paid out to Vranish and others. The audit says Vranish was paid money he wasn't owed. In light of the TEA's findings, the Tornillo School Board has decided to hire a forensic auditor that will look into expenditures during the last 3 to 5 years.
There's a lot of things that were questioned, and I agree that a forensic auditor, someone or agency that has the expertise to go through all this.
Tornillo is now the third area school district that is searching for a superintendent, along with the El Paso and Canutillo school districts. Vranish is still working to clear his name in the meantime, but Tornillo High School principal Margaret Ruby has stepped in to lead the district.
Now I'm making sure that we just keep business going as usual. I am working at central office and of course still taking care of the high school.
And she seems to be a welcomed change to the troubled district.
She's made some changes, she's made some moves, and it seems to be positive right now. And I can tell you right now that the atmosphere is much more friendly and attitude here.
Vranish's resignation will be effective in June of next year. Until then, he will remain on paid administrative leave. Interim Superintendent Ruby says the Tornillo District hopes to hire a forensic auditor in January of next year, but she doesn't know how long the audit will take. For now, live in the News Center, Sandra Ramirez, News Channel 9.
All right, thank you for that, Sandra.
New Mexico State University announced the 15-member committee charged with helping Regents name a new president at the school. The committee is made up of a diverse group of university and community leaders who will come together and share their ideas on the qualities that the new president should have. The members are from all over the state, and they range from alumnus to current professors and business owners. The group is scheduled to meet early in January and will take into consideration community input gathered at 7 listening sessions. The Regents are hoping to name a new president by May of next year. So much more to come on News Channel 9.